Good day, my beautiful people. We're back up in this house once again with another video on BTS. Because y'all know I love BTS. And there's so much BTS stuff out there that it's just so difficult to keep up, especially with all of you requesting videos and everything like that. But I'm trying my best. I'm doing my best. And I am committed to go through every single thing that y'all have, requested, and there's a huge list, and the new videos, the new artists and ideas just keep piling up, and I keep adding things. So I'm going through them. But I saw this request or idea. Someone asked me to react to the BTS Armypedia live performances of No More Dream, Just One Day, and I like it. I have seen this video previously, because I love doing my research. I love being up to date with everything and whatnot. But I still wanted to rewatch these videos with you because of the arrangements for these songs and how these songs were made, especially as it is mentioned that No More Dream is a live band version. So initially, as I like talking music with all of you and everything like that, I wanted to talk about this arrangement with all of you. But of course, we're going to talk about all three songs. And what we will do is we will watch one track, we will talk about it, we will watch the next track, talk about it, and so on. And that is how we will be going through the song. So if there's just one specific track that you want to watch, or if you want to watch the entire video, or anything like that, there will be timestamps for each video in the description box, as well as the original video, of course. So let's get it. Let's talk music. We're starting off with No More Dream live band version. Let's get it. Let's watch it. This is probably one of my favorite BTS bass lines. So we get live bands, live band initially. Don't see any of the band, but So we get string quartet, double bass, and then drum kit initially, and piano. I love Tae's vocals on this very much. Yeah. The groove of this track is so interesting, especially with the live instruments. It's very, very interesting. Get it, doing? Killing it. I love Sugar. So good. Ooh, yeah. Gang vocals. I love this. This is so minimalistic, but I love the groove of, of the drums and the bass, Because initially the bass is the key of this track and everything, so, instrument-wise, so. So, No More Dream. This is, y'all know I did also leave the bass video that I did for No More Dream, and I did the extended version of this track regarding the bass and everything. This bass, so as you can hear, so from the instruments that we get there within the live band version, even though we don't see the live band, I don't think that there's a live band. And but I still think that that they re-recorded the instruments, and they kind of made like a track, with live instruments. So initially that is why it's called like the live band version. So basically an unplugged version, to be more specific, and maybe even more correct. So I would call it either unplugged version, or also can be an acoustic version. But unplugged would be more suitable for this, I think. So initially what we get, a live drum kit, we get a double bass, we get a string quartet. So we get a string quartet, a double bass, and a piano, and live drum sets, and that's it. That's it, literally. So the piano and the drums are initially, kind of filling out the space and everything, and the foundation of this track, of course, is the bass line. I love how they, played it on a double bass or an upright bass. I love it. I think it sounds beautiful. It gives such beautiful warm tone, to the initial vibe of this song. As it's very, if you kind of listen to the instrumentation of this song, it's very like low, like the instruments are very like low in the low register. Like the piano is very like low, the double, like the upright bass, of course, also like wasn't kind of doing any walking, kind of very very extended walking bass lines, and it was just very kind of just like staying within the lower kind of like the register and everything like that, and the additional strings like the violins and the cello, they were kind of just filling out the space, with these like little kind of hooks and like little trills and everything like that, so little kind of accents and little kind of riffs here and there. So that is how initially that is what it is within this track. So it's very very minimalistic. There's nothing to it. It's interesting how they kept that groove, especially with the hip hop drums. It's very it's very very interesting. But I think that they did, whether they are actual live band on set, whether that was the case, or whether they made a track, with the instruments and everything like that. So it's interesting how they kept everything, especially with the drum roll, because the drum roll is also within the original version of the song, and so it's interesting. It's very very interesting. I love this version very very much. So it's not my favorite version of this song. Like my all-time favorite track. Well, not track, but kind of like the version. I love this version very very much. But my all-time favorite version of No More Dream probably is the extended version that I did the bass video on, and that is because the kind of like the dance break section for this track, especially the extended version, it like the time signature on it, and like little kind of pauses and little stop times, and kind of like the instruments, that they used, And by the extended version, I'm talking about the No More Dream version that they did in Japan with the live band as well. So I will also leave that video down below for you to watch. So if you haven't seen it, I'm sure that you have seen it, but that is probably my all-time favorite No More Dream version. But I love this version also very, very much because it is so minimalistic. They have this chance and flexibility to kind of, you know, do their thing, you know, and express themselves as to the fullest extent, you know. And you could hear that also within the gang vocals, y'all know, and y'all saw, you know, they were just, you know, the guys are just doing the gang vocals, and there were no backup vocals, no nothing, you know. They did everything themselves. And you know, that is why I love these unplugged kind of sessions and live band sessions and acoustic sessions, you know, because it shows the artistry, it shows the craftsmanship, you know, the production of the artist, you know, and the creativity of the artist and the capabilities of the artist, and, you know, of the entire team and everything. So that is why I love watching videos like this. But yeah, I love this version very much. It's not my favorite version, but I do love this version very, very much. So, and I think that they did a fantastic job. And you know, I don't know if they didn't perform this track in the Speak Yourself tour. They didn't. But I think that they should bring it back. I think that they should bring back No More Dream and kind of maybe even make another version of it. Kind of a revamped version of No More Dream. That would be cool. That would be really cool, I think. You know, because, I mean, it's their debut song, you know. It's the song that how everything started, you know, and I hope that they haven't forgotten about it. I really hope that no one has forgotten about this track. You know, because it's the start. It's the start of BTS. So, and you know, it's awesome, and I love this song very, very much. So, and I love, you know, and I love the bass line on it. And it was also, of course, you know, fun playing, you know, for me. And, you know, if we kind of, this is kind of getting a little long, but quickly just to go over the bass line and everything like that, you know, the bass line on this, even though this, on this version, you know, it was played on an upright bass, you know, the bass video that I did, I played it on my electric bass. In the original track of the song, I think that they're playing it on a fretless bass to kind of emulate that upright bass sound. So that is my guess how they did it. But let's watch another video. So the next one is Just One Day. Let's watch it.
Yeah, yeah. Just one day, or one night. 하루만 내게 시간이 있다면 달콤한 네 향기에 취해서 꺼내나 잠들고파 빡빡한 스케줄 사이에 기회가 있다면 따스하고 깊은 눈 안에 몸담고파 I like that 너의 그 길고 긴 생머리 올려 묶을 때의 아찔한 목소리
I love his harmonies on this.
어디 가든 내 핸드백은 네 허리가 허니 볼 때마다 숨이 막혀 병든 거리처럼 우리의 BGM은
So this for sure is a backing track because I hear like additional backup vocals, you know, apart from Cookie's singing. So they're more backup vocals. It's great, you know, it's great hearing them sing like for real. I love videos like this. Get it, Jen. Yep. I love this. That was sweet, very sweet. So Jimin's kind of going for that sweet kind of tone.
그럴 수 있다면 얼마나 좋을까 아무 때 나가서 밥 먹고 영화 한 편만 볼 수만 있다면 나라는 정말 뭔 짓이라도 할 텐데 girl I'm sorry 내 머리가 너무 이성적인가 봐 그래도 언젠가 보면 웃어줘 조금은 아니 어쩌면 많이 나 원망하겠지 알아 내 꿈 때문에 널 더 바라보지 못해서 내게 하루만 줘 꿈속이라
I love Arm's hair. The kind of green cast, ashy, kind of brown gray. But his rap is killing it though. Woo. His falsetto though, so good. Yeah. I love Hobie's rap on this. So good. His tone, that raspy tone, man. I love it. Jin also sounds very, very beautiful on this. All of them do. But their tones on this specific track, I love that sweet tone that they have. That very airy kind of tone. You know, they're not pushing the sound out, it just comes out with ease. Killed it, Jimin, yes. They're having so much fun with this. Get it.
Could you please stay with me? Okay.
Ah, this is so good. I love this song. This is probably the only version I have heard of this song, because I haven't even checked the original version of the song. I don't know why, because I like this one so much. And the reason why I like it so much is because, you know, you could hear them sing. Like actually sing. And it's so interesting. It's so interesting to see how unique each of them are. How unique each of their voices are, how unique each of their style is, you know, and I just love this track for it so much, because you can see these, you know, these unique things and these unique kind of little pieces here and there, kind of snippets here and there, you know. That sets each of them, you know, apart from each other, and what makes them unique, you know, especially when it comes to their voices and everything. I love how Jimin went with his, you know, a kind of sweet kind of voice, you know, very, kind of, you know, just very kind of, I wouldn't say throaty, but it was like, oh. Like tone wise, it's very opened, you know, and you know, it wasn't very nasally at all. I don't know the technical term because I'm not a vocal coach or anything, but you know, it wasn't very, very nasally, and I love Jimin's tone, you know, that tone which is not nasally so much. I think he sounds amazing, like that, you know, and everything. But I still, at the same time, I do also love, you know, Jimin's raspy vocals, his more kind of aggressive vocals, you know, more compressed vocals. I love those very, very much as well. But for this specific track, I love how he just went all sweet on it, you know. It was very, very open, very clean. His falsetto was beautiful, especially with the last run there with the high notes there. It was beautifully done. you know, and he went, you know, kind of nasally on it, so it's just a little easier and more powerful and more compressed and condensed. So I really like that. And yeah, Cookie, y'all know I love Cookie, and we will do a separate video on Cookie's vocals, as a lot of people also requested on it, and as well as Tay and everything. But yeah, I love Cookie's vocals. He's his voice, you know, he's not the, like, he can sing loud if he wants to, but he doesn't do it. I think it's so interesting. It's so interesting that, like, he has this ability to, you know, be very powerful with his vocals. And he can be loud. Like his voice can be loud if he wants for it to be. But not all the time he wants for it to be very loud. Which is very good. And kind of cool, I think. And he knows, like, what I love about Cookie's vocals and what I love about him, you know, like in regards of his vocals, is that he knows what suits the best for a certain part of the track or any song. And you know, what sets the mood, what is good, you know, and it's just so unique. It's so unique. His control, like the way he controls his voice is not like, of course it's with tone and everything like that. And his control over his voice, especially when he sings like more on the quiet side, you know, and he doesn't force out the sound. It's more difficult to sing quiet than loud. And I recently also was watching a video that Tristan did on, you know, on Cookie, and him singing live, kind of, you know, like a cappella stuff like that. So I love that video. I love watching that video and how he explained it, you know, and it's difficult to sing loud. I mean, quiet. It's difficult to sing quiet. And the control that he has over his voice, you know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like the control that they have, like, either that's one of them from the rap line, either that's one of them from the vocal line. It's just ridiculous. They have so much control over their voices. Wow. But yeah, this was not a live version of the track. Like instrument wise, this was not like a live version, you know, because we heard backup vocals, and we heard some synthesizers there, and everything like that. So that was initially just a plain old backing track and everything. So, but you know, it's great. I love it. This is such a sweet song, you know, and especially like the mood, like the mood that it sets and everything. I think it's really cool. All right, so let's get it. Let's watch the third one. I like it. Let's see what's happening. See, that's what I said. That's what I'm talking about. They're having so much fun. I love how they're having so much fun with it, and how much they love performing, you know, and they just enjoy it. They just enjoy the spotlight. It's great. There are backup vocals, but Cookie's also singing backup vocals live. Love Jin's vocals on this very much. Over here in his runs and Sugar is just like, what's up, man? Okay, Tay's also singing back. Okay. I love Sugar's rap on this very much. And I hope he's rap. I love all of their raps, but you know. It just went for the run. My favorite part. Like all time favorite part. Yeah. I can't. I love this. They often sing in their falsettos, which is interesting. Like, a lot of their songs have a lot of falsetto on it. I love Jimin's like that raspy kind of low tone. I love it. This is so cute. I love this. Yeah, like you can see, like they're having so much fun with it. Like within like all of the all three songs that we watched and everything, like, you know, they had so much fun with it and everything. And still another backup track because we heard extra backup vocals apart from Tay and Cookie harmonizing. And me kind of harmonizing on top of that, but you know, just having a little fun. But it's been a while since I've seen these. But y'all know, still a backup track with some extra backup vocals and everything. And you know, I love the vibe of this. You know, it's still very sweet. You know, very charming and cute. I love their vocals on this. I love Hobie's rap, tone wise. On it, because it's kind of like that singy, you know, kind of melodic kind of style rapping, and I love that very, very much. And it's probably one of my favorite kind of styles, you know, especially if they kind of include a little bit of a melody within it and everything. So I do enjoy that very, very much. So I loved their falsettos on this, especially when Cookie was doing those little ad-libs, those little runs there. Those kind of, as I call them, those Ariana Grande style runs. That's you know, that's probably one of those key things that will be in every single kind of a pop diva style song. Those ad-libs and runs and everything. And it's just their style, and that is, you know, that he has grown up with, and that's his style of singing, and it's good. It fits him, you know. He's just one. He's like, his voice just suits that kind of pop diva vibe, you know, and just pop genre in general. That radio kind of a genre, I'd say. I love Jimin's vocals on this, especially like the low notes that he was singing and like the low parts, low melodies. Love that. Jin was shining on this very, very much so. Tay was also shining on this. I love Tay's falsetto. I love Tay very, very much. I praise Tay's voice very, very much so. So, it's I love this. I haven't seen this entire kind of like the Armypedia video. I haven't seen it in a long time. So it was really cool to kind of rewatch it after some while and everything, and talk music with you, and I love the vibes of all three tracks, and especially this one because it's so cutesy, it's so sweet, it's so melodic, and it's a very, very, youthful and bright, and very, very cutesy and lovely, and just sweet in general, and it's just, it suits them. It suits them, and this kind of concept, especially in the earlier days of BTS, and when they kind of, eventually, kind of changed their concept from this kind of hip hop kind of a band to more, I'd say more global vibe, and more international kind of a vibe. It changed everything, and this is one of those songs, that you can see that it just suits them. It suits them, it fits them, this kind of entire vibe. And all the concepts they have done, it suits them. Whether you like BTS or not, but it is what it is. They choose wisely, and they create wisely, and I think that they did a wonderful job, with each concept that they have done. I think that they also did a very, very good job with these performances. I love these performances very, very much so, and it was cool to rewatch them. It was really cool to rewatch them. Yeah. I will leave you to that. As it's already 30 minutes in. But yeah, always remember to be good, be kind, rock and roll. And I will see y'all very, very soon with a new video. Cheers.